Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Sovereign Syndicate. We're still in whatever area this is. I can't remember its name. Is it Silas Square? Was it Silas Square? Silas is the name of the guy in the airship, isn't it? Soris Square. There we are. Oh, look, can we get little things saying what's there? Oh, look at that. Oh, Beggar's Lane. That's where Atticus Daley was. Ah. Interesting. Okay. And I reckon the overground station will take you to these places. That's what I think, anyway. The bell jar? What's the bell jar? Looks like a official, but looks almost like a court of justice or something, doesn't it? Let's look at this way first. Neptune. Ghastly. Who would ever imagine such a scene? Oh, the poor horse. I would expect this kind of thing in Paris. It seems out of place here. Imagine in a world where there's centaurs and stuff, they probably wouldn't appreciate that very much. Can we go up it? No, we can't go down there. Alright, well I guess we're going to go into the bell jar. No idea what that is. Could be a museum? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, it's a hotel. On the outside, the Bell Jar Hotel looks like the rest of grimy Soris Square. But once you step inside, you might not believe the splendour. The interiors boast red-carpeted hallways and spiralling stairs with gilded banisters, and bellhops addressed to the nines with white silk shirts and swallowtail suit coats by Poole and Company. Nobody knows for sure who owns the building, but the rumours point to royal blood. In contrast to the East End's sooty streets, the Bell Jar's accommodations are noticeably upscale. Like the oblong vessel it was named after, the hotel offers a vacuum of discretion for high society individuals seeking a plush locale away from Soho or Kensington, where they might otherwise be recognised. So it's like a no-tell motel, but for rich people. Perhaps. Okay, we'll have a look at the sofa. Whose coins? Seems someone's got a hole in their pockets. Grab those. 6p. Thank you very much. That'll pay for the dog's meat. Zoom out a bit actually so I can see what's going on. Fancy rug. Fancy. This is a genuine Persian if I'm not mistaken. Can we go? We can't go up there though. Water feature. The Bell Jar's water feature. Elegant and calming. It must have cost a fortune. Flower pot. Oh, look at these poor dried out things. Not enough sun here either. Tea service. A real silver tea service. I prefer coffee, but I quickly learned to keep that to myself in London. Let's have a look at the guest book first. The names in the guest book are undeniable proof of a hotel's preeminence. Lord Tennyson? Ah, and I missed him. Rotten luck. Suri. Oh, so she knows who Clara Reid is then. Miss Reid, how lovely to see you. Feels like we haven't talked in ages. Suri and I became fast friends as soon as I moved into the Bell Jar. She lives here? Really? Oh. Indeed, my days seem to be consumed with flitting from one place to another and back again. I'm going to need steam-powered feet at some point. Are you still planning on leaving London? I'm always sad when clients of the better sort leave for greener pastures. I'm not sure. It's proven to be a thorny issue and expensive. So you remember from last time, the amount she needed to leave London has doubled, apparently. Yeah, I know what you mean. I would like a change myself, but some days I feel as though I'm rooted in place here like a potted plant. The Bell Jar does suit you, though, Suri. Classy establishment without the right kind of staff may as well be an overpriced flophouse. Oh, I almost forgot. I've got something for you. Suri fumbles around in the drawer for a moment before producing some kind of feather duster. It's a gift from that Mr. Cunningham. He asked me to pass it along. It's from Texas, too. I thought it fitting for an expatriate like yourself. Is she supposed to be American, Clara Reid? Oh, dear. Oh, well, I've been doing her as a cockney. And I'm going to keep doing that. Ah, thank you. Oh, before you go, 2 telegrams came for you this morning. One from Trevor Cunningham and one from Teddy Redgrave. Oh, God's teeth, what a bother. Telegrams are getting far too long these days and coming too often. Good thing I'm leaving London. With the advent of automatons, much longer telegrams can now be wired for a cheaper sending price. All right, Suri, I'll take them off your hands. Tenner's telegram. To the ever-indomitable Clara Reed, Miss Clara Reed. Here's something that'll really butter your bacon. The Lord of Braxton is hosting quite the shindig in a day's time, and I found myself an invitation to the whole highfalutin affair. I want you there with bells on, Sweet Pea. It'll be a proper blowout, a real showstopper. Lord Braxton is celebrating the purchase of some trinkets from Cairo, and suggests his guests dress the part. I've dug up just the jewellery for the evening, Miss Reed. You look absolutely stunning in it. Outshine the queens of old. Of course, it needs a proper dress to really sell the look. I found you just the thing. I'll be sending it along to your royal suite at the Bell Jar, so keep an eye out, Sweet Pea. If you'd like, find yourself something nice to go with it, eh, Spitfire? Shame about the late notice, but you can't begin to imagine how hard it was to cop an invite to this thing. It's shaping up to be one hell of a night. Get your best dancing shoes out, Spitfire. Forever yours, Tenner. A party tomorrow evening upon Tenner's arm? Schmoozing, too much wine, and a cavalcade of London's most pretentious? What a dreaded shame. I'll be off and away by then. Theodore's telegram. Dear Miss Clara Reed, we had the pleasure of acquaintance during the Frobisher case, but not much besides. All the same, I feel it's only fair to write to you. See, I'm a hunter of frightening beasts by trade, and see my share of bounties come and go, though not all of them are fanged or clawed. Teddy, I think, is the dwarf from Arthur Daley's chapter, the one who had the automaton who was doing sort of robot fights in the Red Lotus, I think that's what it was called. I think that's what it is. That's who Theodore is. He did say he was a monster hunter. Plenty of call for bounties put out after regular or not so regular folk who crossed the wrong cove or whatnot. I'm not usually apt to get involved, but it seemed only fair to do you a good turn after you pulled my own fat from the fire during that business with the Slough. I don't know what that is, a Celtic monster. You've got a bounty on your head, Miss Reed. A pretty price from some high-flown family or another. Something about an unfortunate turn in America and the untimely death of one Gilbert Lancaster. As I said, it only seems fair to give you a running start from whatever ails you, if little more. Least I could do, I figure. Best of luck, Theodore Redgrave. P.S. Otto says hello. The family Lancaster, I can't say I'm altogether surprised. Yet another reason to leave London behind me. Thanks, Suri. I'd better be on my way now. Shall we have a chat later? Oh yes, I should return to my duties as well. But before you leave town, so I can properly wish you well. But let me know before you leave town, so I can properly wish you well. Okay. So we have a room. We have a room here. Surprisingly, we may need a key from the key rack. The hotel's key rack. Quite a useful way to determine who's in and who's out without asking. Oh, okay. Can we go to our room? Oh, okay. Let's have a look at these paintings first. Castle on a hill at sunrise calls to mind faraway places, opulence, prestige. Pretension. A country house overlooking a lake beneath a gloomy grey sky. Alright, royal suite, here we come. I wonder who's paying for that. Surely not us. Mahogany and gold trim trails along the wallpaper, and the paintings and fixtures are hung so high that they're an absolute nightmare for the maids to dust. The electric lamps are at the forefront of technical design, retrofitted to the oil lamp sockets of old, and the high ceilings make for an airy ambience where style is favoured over substance. Your telescope and other homespun necessities clash with the ornate decorations of the suite. With your clientele, including Tenor Cunningham, of seemingly bottomless pockets, you can well afford the monthly rate. Really? I mean, why are we struggling for money then? The suite is as temporary a residence as any you've ever had since you left America, allowing for an escape from the chaos of London, while at the same time never feeling exactly like home. Okay. What have we got here? Tarot deck. A deck of tarot cards. Back stateside, they've become high fashion. As to whether they really tell one anything, well... Okay, I'm not going to attempt American accent with Clara. She's going to stay cockney. She's maybe she's trying to fit in. Maybe she's just, acclimatized really quickly to the East End of London. Flip a card. Oh. It's the Hanged Man. Should I take this as yet another firm reminder to handle my business and get clear of London? Do it again. Maybe we'll get hope back. Oh. The Hanged Man stares up at me, lifeless and foreboding, but it's not always a bad sign, is it? Dressing table. The mirror's intricate gold inlays would make any maid dusting it want to expire. That said, the low table is perfect for preparing a night out, or a day about London. Let's take a moment to observe ourselves. It frames me quite nicely. Straighten the back, elongate the neck, good posture is foremost. My brisé fan is here. Shall I practice my fan etiquette? Absolutely. The white silk fan unfurls with a flourish of the wrist. I close the fan and tap my left ear with its tip. I wish to be rid of you, the fan declares. I flick the fan open and quickly snap it closed again. Bastard, the fan curses. I close the fan and draw it slowly down my right cheek. I love you, the fan whispers. I flick the fan open in front of my eyes, hiding my face. That's coquettish, I think, isn't it? Oh, we are being watched, the fan murmurs. I carry the fan in my left hand while daintily fanning my face. I desire to make your acquaintance, the fan says. Well, interesting. I'll never remember all these, but fine. 4 bed. The most comfortable and expensive place I've ever slept. Worth every penny. Travelling trunks. All packed up and ready to go. If I ever manage to leave. I won't get trapped in London. I've escaped worse. Just need to stay light on my feet and one step ahead of danger. Clawfoot tub. If a little garish, there's something about the scroll work in the gilded feet that hits the luxury nail on the head. Drawing a bath takes quite a bit of my time, but maybe it's what I need to soothe my nerves. Maybe. The spacious tub is the only thing worth the crooked price of this suite. It's the one place where my mind is my own. When I submerge myself past my ears, I feel weightless. Like a raindrop in freefall. Okay, well we got 5 hope back. Floral arrangement. Tenor left me these. Roses of several colours, dethorned and arranged to near perfection. His attempts to win me over are flattering, but if I escaped London on his dime, then I'd be obliged to join him in the Republic of Texas, at least for a time. I shudder at the thought, although I'm sure that part of the country is rather beautiful. There's a note here as well. Oh, there's Tenor Cunningham. So he was Texan, wasn't he? Can I do a Texan accent? I might have to practice this before trying. Hey there, Spitfire. I thought of you when I saw these, so I snapped them right up. They remind me of the wildflowers in West Texas. Someday, I'll take you to see the bloom. Oh, but these are roses. Spitfire, I don't know why he insists on using that nettlesome pet name. Tea set. A porcelain tea set atop a dinette table whose marble is so polished I can see my own reflection. Perhaps I've time to make myself a cup. 1 phlegm. Yes, when in Rome, as they say, but I have yet to find a tea that keeps my nose from wrinkling. How much should I bribe the concierge to provide me with some coffee beans? A payment equivalent to the royal coffers. I almost regret Lord Beresford introducing me to that wicked Ambrosia per his last appointment. The tea's gone cold now, not that it was better when it was hot. Okay, can we go up here? A writing ball, whatever that is. A state-of-the-art Malling-Hansen writing ball. Shall I write a practice letter? To Her Royal Majesty, Queen Victoria. To Her Royal Majesty, Queen Victoria, the quality of food on passenger locomotives is of very low quality. It should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and I believe that you may be responsible. Also, you smell terrible. Please take a bath. Yours, Clara Reid. If only I could send it. Oh, I wish I could send it. She'd probably be executed. Alright, telescope. Oh, that tickled me. A well-loved telescope aims a glossy lens to the heavens. Astronomy suits you as your humble hobby. Let's look through the eyepiece. Perhaps turn the scope to the buildings below. What knowledge could I learn from those who think no one is watching? Though tempting, it's ultimately futile. Do I expect a murderer to parade his crime in front of an open window? Alfred Hitchcock did. Okay, oh, that was funny. That Queen Victoria letter. Food on the trains is terrible and you smell bad. Oh, I enjoyed that. Okay, we can't look at these paintings apparently, but we'll... Anything up this side of the lobby? Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's go back to the square. I bet that unlike Green Street, those people didn't ask that woman to pay a fortune before receiving a helping hand. Maybe not. Anything up here? Doesn't look like it, but there's some gears and cogs down there. Well, what's our hope at the moment? 55, that's not too bad. Kind of doing the outskirts first. I think that's the edge of the area though, so let's just kind of head round, and then maybe we could... There's a man riding an ostrich down there. What on earth is... Okay, we're going to talk to him.
Salutations! Sir Willard Rathbone at your service. Have any of my fine specimens got the fair lady's attention, or was it simply my friend Dulcimer?
Ah yes, the illustrious pet broker, somehow still entertaining the notion that he's been knighted. The monkey on his shoulder is handsome at least. No tie off for Dulcimer yet?
Alas, Her Majesty has yet to recognise him with honours, but the day will come.
The monkey would wear a knighthood better than some I've known. Comment on his ostrich mount. Why, that's a fine ostrich you're riding. Does it have a name?
This here is Wallace. Just let him smell you first and he'll be your loyal confidant.
Offer our hand to Wallace. Merely to sniff, not in matrimony.
Squawk! Oh, he's having a bad day. Never mind him. I'm sure you'll be fast friends before long.
Ask about his business. Caring for such exotic animals must be a profitable business. A difficult business. Is it profitable?
Oh, I prefer not to think about the profitability. One must do what one loves, not worry about such petty things as money.
What is a polite way to say that one is out of touch?
Take the children begging on the street.
I wouldn't take them anywhere, but do go on. Oh, we lost 10 hope. Wow, he's moaning at us about the poor people, and we don't like that.
Exactly. There they are, spending all their time begging for alms. Utter lack of character. Imagine if they simply adjusted their perspectives.
Truly, every orphan could be a successful capitalist if only they tried harder.
You don't see me moping about, asking for donations simply because the price of food is twice what it was last year? Chin up, I say. Lease a few hectares of your family's farmland and seize the day.
Lease a few hectares of your family's farmland.
And seize the day. Tally-ho!
If nothing else, this man has quite admirable optimism. Apparently, he is entirely taken with his vision of children living their dreams off the profits from leasing their lands, as he wipes a tear from his eye and waves me away with a handkerchief.
Pardon me, miss, I need a moment.
Interesting character. This design prioritizes the comfort of its passengers, a welcome change from previous iterations. It's like there's a monorail or something up there by the look of it. What's going on in the animal cages? Such calm creatures. Either the broker tamed them well, or they swiftly got used to being stared at by onlookers. Horse-drawn carriages are being slowly phased out, but they're still more reliable than the new steam-powered cars. Hey, another policeman. Alright, so... Okay, this is kind of the edge of the area. I see there's stuff to do in the middle, so we'll do like a loop of the outside, and then we'll come back and do the stuff in the centre. Not the safest car out there. It looks like the whole thing will fall apart the second it moves. Ah, Gavin Dawson. Okay, yeah. So we talked to Gavin when we came into the area. Can I buy more meat? Can I give it to the cat? Yeah. Let's go give the cat some food as well. Go feed Bacon. Oh. Alright, well I've got some more meat. Maybe the dog's hungry again. The message is about as subtle as that giant hammer. Human beings are being replaced by machines to the profit of the ruling class. And to the detriment of everyone else. What's going on in the storm drain? I suppose that things people drop in the sewers by accident will eventually find their way here. Might even be something of moderate value. Very easy skill check. Poke around. Hey. Why not give it a try? I'm already here after all. Hey there, that's about 2 shillings. Not bad at all. Ah, nice. After all that meat we bought, I think we're back in profit. That goes up to the hotel, I think. So I think we may have done this area. Oh, gears and cogs. There we go. Yep. But we can go to that Pavel's, whatever it was, near the entrance to this area. Because I wasn't sure where that went. But now that we've done everything else, let's go down there. We'll see what's up. Can't turn the screen, but Pavel's Pinfold, whatever that is. Follow 10-foot alley, a skinny passage with brick walls, and find yourself in a recessed enclosure where London's rodents are tenderly cared for, rather than swiftly taken care of. Canvases sag on loose ropes above your head, and lanterns flicker dimly in the murk. Among the rustling and skittering of tiny feet and claws, Pavel Gerard, proprietor, stands at the ready. The floor is made of broken paving stones and pieces cast away from larger projects. Akin to his charges, Pavel is a scavenger at heart. The rats come in every size and receive all manner of treats when they behave. Displayed most prominently are his mischief of fancy rats, but Pavel trades in garden variety rodents too. Exotic snake owners often pay him a visit. It's a wonder the squeaking and scratching hasn't driven Pavel mad, but the truth of his sanity depends on who you're asking. Interesting. Let's look at the rat cages. I should hope there's enough food for all of them, otherwise they'll start eating each other. Price board. The good thing with self-employment is keeping all the profit, as small as it might be. Alright, let's talk to the rat catcher. He's saying good day, so that means he's Australian, obviously. G'day. It's not often I have a proper lady at the pinfold, but of course it does happen. Now then, what can I call my lady? Clara Reed. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Pleasure's all mine, I assure you. Wait till Pavel Gerard's rats quit skittering so you can take your exact pick. Aha. Sorry, Mr. Gerard, but these vermin are far too keen on biting for my taste. Not a problem, miss. You need only pay for the more well-trained ones. If we can train a dog, then why not train a rat? All the same, I'm a little short on dosh at the moment. Good day, Mr. Gerard. I wondered if we could buy a mouse or something for the cat, but doesn't look like it. The Velvet Rose has its issues, but working as a rat catcher in the sewers, I can't imagine. Right. Is that it for here? I guess. Alright. So I think what we probably do then is go to the... I mean, I'm assuming I can't just click on the map and go. Oh, I can. I was going to go to the overground station, but yeah, let's do this. I mean, I want to go to everywhere, but why don't we go to the curiosity shop? Think of a condemned side alley in a poor part of London, where the public services are infrequent and children play in the filthy streets, unwatched by their parents working all day at the factories. Cheap wooden shutters hang from the shattered holes of looted tenements, like so many black eyes after a night of bar fights. Old rags stretch along the clotheslines and rats make a home in the rubbish. Aside from the curio shop, there isn't much worth visiting here, leaving you to tread the mucky road with your collar to the wind, looking just about as hopeless as the residents themselves. So where are we? Are we just behind this clothesline? Rotten fruit. Brits really have a remarkable diversity when it comes to produce. I suppose I can thank colonialism for that. Much like colonialism, fruit selling seems to result in a whole lot of destruction. Well, they do look recent. I imagine if I carefully sifted through the fallen fruitage, I'd find something edible. Aha! There's a decent apple there on the pile of rotten ones. Take the fruit. Yum. Thanks, British Empire. You really were a force for good today. If you say so. Burned building. I can see broken porcelain in the rubble. Perhaps this was a laundry or a beauty parlour. Or else someone forgot to pay Molly her protection money. She's been known to exact fiery revenge in the past. Why do I get the feeling we're going to end up meeting this Molly? Got loads of these gears to sell now. Next time we go back to the thingy, watch vendor. Spoonbucker. Buy a watch, sir or madam. Wristwatches. How dull must someone be to always need to know the time? Curio shop. Breathe in the sweet, dusty smell of the second hand and step into the collection of Anselina Kemeny. Before running the shop, she worked as a knife grinder, umbrella mender and beehive maker, collecting her rag and bone wares in the meantime. Animal horn windows admit a greenish daylight. Cheaper than glass, they're the best she could afford. For the past 10 years, Anselina has made a home here, and the curio shop is well known in the East End and beyond. To fit her wares, she hammered in shelves at all angles so that a tall customer has to watch their head. There are taxidermied creatures and jewel-eyed fetishes, tin soldiers, wind-up toys and ragdoll marionettes, as well as rarities too bizarre to mention, peering down from the rafters or the top of a tilted cabinet. Instrument rack. Instruments. I'm certain I could learn to play something, but I've more a knack for singing. Iron Maiden. Whoa, Iron Maiden! Flashback to Day of the Tentacle. A brutal contraption for the mashing of flesh. I suppose it's only decoration, but still it's a dreadful thing. Covered wagon. An old-fashioned Romany Vardo, which is a cart or wagon. In many ways, the nomadic life was simpler and happier. Best not lose myself in those memories now. Daughter Anselina Kemeny. Anselina has a well-kept shop, despite being packed full of gewgaws, knickknacks and bagatelles. That mean the same things, really. Miss Kemeny, hello. How's business? Always better when you come around, dear. A pretty face is better than a dozen candles for lighting up the place. Maybe we collect fans. Do you have any ladies' fans? I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm always on the lookout for a new ladies' fan. If you have something particularly stylish or unusual, that is. Well, I have this. I don't know if it's stylish, but I'll let you have it for a shilling. It's not fancy, but it's pretty enough for a shilling. Yeah, I'll take it. Thank you. My pleasure. Have you acquired any interesting new trinkets of late? No, but I have something much better than a trinket. This little item fell into my hands just yesterday. She produces a tidy leather case, obviously not for cigarettes. This here is an alternative to carrying around keys. Perhaps you've seen it before. Should you find yourself locked out of your flat late at night, or if you lose the key to your steamer trunk, this'll fix you right up. A familiar problem indeed. This particular lockpick has a whiff of magic to it, if you've got the nose to sense it, that is. Don't believe I've heard of such tools before. How much do you want for this one? £3 sterling. Woof, that's most of our money. But let's do it. You have a deal. I'm sure this will come in handy. Magic lockpick. I can only hope that it serves you well. It was nice to see you, Miss Kemeny. I'll be on my way. You're welcome back anytime. It's lovely having you stop by. Wow, okay, yeah, so let's have a quick money check then. We're down to £2, 5 shillings, 9 pence. But we can get a certain amount back through cogs. We've read that text. Right, alright. Well, I guess we'll go back to the train station then and think where we might go next. So we've done these 3 things. Where do we go to? Let's go to Beggar's Lane. Might be interested to see that in the daytime and from Clara's perspective. Not even sunlight can lift the pall of despair on Beggar's Lane, where so many have wagered their pay at the Palladium, only to be thrown out on the cobbles, penniless. We do want to go to the Palladium. There's a guy there, or woman there we need to speak to. The buildings cast long shadows onto the reeking streets, full of gritty waste and newspapers flapping in the gutters. A by-the-bootstraps Londoner with a handle on their vices would seldom tread this dreary block. But the regulars circle back like a spinning jenny. They scrape together what they can, feeding their habits by losing only a little each week. Meanwhile, the tenements, cramped and derelict, provide some shelter from the sight of the roach colonies and the picked-clean bones of cane rats that settled turf wars overnight. Then there is the buzzing electric fence, providing the down-and-out from ending it all in the containment zone, where upon the full moon it is said that the wolves break free of their cells and feast on whoever happened to make their way inside. Ooh. A lot of stuff about the werewolves, so I'm imagining we're going to sort of see for ourselves at some point what they, kind of see them in action. Many a starry night saw me catch 40 winks in wagons' backs. The days I spent running with Calvin's Romani caravans are along behind me now. Okay. Oh, okay. It's oh no, I was going to say it's a different angle to Atticus's tie, but actually it isn't, is it? It's the same. Ugh. The smell alone is enough for me to avoid the underground. Rumours abound of the creatures down there. Oversized cane rats with teeth as long as knives. I've no reason to venture down there right now. Or maybe later. Missing post, the same one Atticus saw about the missing orphans. As with money, innocence seems to exist here, so it may be robbed when no one's looking. Runaways? Runaways, or a kidnapping. It's not uncommon for orphans to stray away from their abode should they face harsh conditions. Even so, it might have been a kidnapping. And if that, a ladsman could have been the scoundrel behind it. They're fond of recruiting children to do their shady bidding. Oh no, we'll go this way. We'll have a look at the containment fence. Military grade reinforced with barbed wire. The sign reads, Werewolf Containment Zone in luminescent paint. Electric bolts arc between the fence posts. The smoky ozone scent flooding our nostrils. Saints above, a fence like this certainly stirs up resentment in the public eye. Perhaps there's more humane way of portraying lichens to the populace. We've got some hope. Troubled woman. This woman loiters around the entrance like she's making up her mind to go inside, but she's far too keen-eyed to be a customer. You there, hello? Do you work on the Palladium's first floor? Before I answer, I must say I have a sneaking suspicion it isn't the lovely Toffers who have you interested in the Velvet Rose. Toffers is a courtesan who caters to the upper class. By the way that she just raised her eyebrows, I can't tell if she's taken aback or impressed. Replying to a question with a question was the first trick I learned when I became a journalist. Placing a hand over her heart, she backsteps with a slight bow. My apologies. Ivana Orsini, reporter for the London Journal. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Miss... A little over the top, but the bow was in good form. Clara Reed, Dolly for the Velvet Rose. Now that we've exchanged pleasantries, I'll tell you why I need to get inside the Velvet Rose. I'm here for an interview with Dr. Clancy Wainwright. This story will flip London on its head, but you keep that between us. Intuition roll, 68%. Give it a go. Hey! Dr. Clancy Wainwright is an on-again, off-again client of the Rose, as well as the general director of Bethnal House, which is the madhouse, isn't it? Private mental hospital in Bethnal Green. And you intend to ambush him outside a bordello? The excited glint in her eye says the opposite. If Dr. Wainwright actually responded to the telegram I sent to his assistant 8 months ago, I would be jotting down his answers in the comfort of his office at Bethnal House. She fishes out a telegram with an air of vindication. To the esteemed Dr. Wainwright, on behalf of the London Journal, an interview is requested on the merit that you are in the process of producing a cure for lycanthropy. Please respond at your earliest convenience. It further lists her name, occupation, and where to reach her. No hint of insidiousness in the telegram's tone, it's quite upfront. Not another suppressant, but an honest-to-God cure? Oh, that'd be the greatest medical breakthrough since Sertiner's morphine. A German chemist who isolated morphine from opium. Oh, okay. So why isn't he shouting out his achievement from the rooftops? You suspect he's hiding something. You didn't hear it from me. However, there's a reasonable excuse that can be made if someone on the board at Bethnal House is forcing Wainwright to hold his tongue. To keep their hospital from gaining notoriety and royal funding? Unlikely. I couldn't agree more. There's also the possibility that Wainwright is worried the drug club would retaliate. Slang for the London Wholesale Drug and Chemical Protection Society. Oh, intuition off for our theory. Polymath. Cool. If I was a member of the medicine monopoly, I would welcome him with open arms. Oh really? Do tell. Discount the price of moon cream while setting his cure at an exorbitant price, then offer him a cut generous enough to sign his soul for. It's not as if he can refuse. Moon cream, prohibitively expensive topical cream that slows or reduces but does not remove the effects of lycanthropy. Despite what his conscience might wish of him. I know split-second business acumen is vital in tricking, but I'd bet a good coin you were an industrialist in a past life, Clara. Had I been born a man, or wealthy for that matter, I think perhaps my life would have gone quite differently. Any road, you're a smart cookie, so how about helping me get inside the Velvet Rose? Just mark the window of Dr. Wainwright's room with this chalk, then flick the snib so I can shimmy it open from the window ledge. A bolt or fastening. If she confronts Dr. Wainwright in the room where he's to be entertained, he'll have a hard time weaseling out of the interview. Does she mean to scale the building? She does have a lithe body for it. Yes, okay, we'll help you. Why not? I enjoy a spot of tomfoolery now and again. Oh, Clara, you're the most dashing lady of the night I've ever met. And believe me, I've met more than my fair share. She tucks a stick of chalk into my front pocket, and then with a wink she turns away, pretending as if we were once again strangers on the street. Let's look at Clara's levelling up. How are we doing? I don't think we have levelled any one thing up particularly, but we've got intellect going quite high. And grace, actually. One more to level up that. So we're all in where we saw Atticus before. Someone elected this corner to drown in their sorrows. Not a drop to spare that I can tell. Pity, but it's often what London will do to you. Search the bottles. Why not? 66, 2/3, but we failed. Nothing here but the ghosts of good times past. Can we go into the same place he did? It looks like there was a lock on this door once, but it was bashed and cast aside. The target of a gin-sop's late night marauding. Saints know why they'd want to poke about in there. Any road, I'm not dressed for wading through whatever sort of foul-smelling sludge is beyond this door. Yeah, well, we saw that newspaper with Atticus. Did we see the charity flyer? An old leaflet from the Christian Mission. Heard they tried providing fresh sustenance across East London before insufficient funding sank their scheme. I should hope they helped out the folks living in the tenements nearby. At least they're trying. 5 hope. Hey, 55. Every act of kindness, however small, helps. Can even inspire other benefactors to follow and iterate upon the army's example. There you go. We can't do anything in here, so I suggest we go into the Palladium then. Home to one of London's most discreet clubs of leisure, as well as an estimably infamous gambling hall, the Palladium is no stranger to the odd successful bunco man or famous face caught with their hand in the cookie jar, who finds themselves in need of an abrupt and expeditious flight from London Fair. You find yourself among the complement of genteel folk who keep the Rose running, and as ever you're deeply grateful that your co-workers extend their discretionary skills to you. It wouldn't do to have a sometimes paramour or an errant debtor catch word of your departure. I'm going to see if I can pop in the quests that relate to this location. Hang on. Journalist Scoop, yes. Meet with Madame Zora, yes. Rob's Remedy I've got. That's not here. Okay. Oh. No, why did I do that? Whoops. I was trying to click to go back up the stairs. Come on, come on. This is different. Oh, okay. Coat check. Wide range of frocks, tails and greatcoats. Some in better condition, others that seem to never get off the rack. A good representation of the Palladium's clientele. Lefty Broen. The inimitable Lefty Broen, gambler, thief, and somehow a class act, all at the same time. How have you been? Haven't seen your name in the papers lately. I take it no news is good news, as they say. Aye, so it is, and it's quite the trick to keep it like that. Oh? Every time some bloody fishwife loses her bridal ring, he gets blamed on me, London's premier jewel thief, which is great for catching drinks on a Saturday. She sounds, on a Saturday night. Yeah, she sounds like she's Scottish, actually. Every time some bloody fishwife loses her bridal ring, he gets blamed on me, London's premier jewel thief, which is great for catching drinks on a Saturday night, but not so great when you're dealing with the law. I apologise for the accent. So you've been laying low? Let's just say I've been dressing up a little more when I go out. A little more. Definitely going for a Scottish brogue. The Palladium's quite popular. Doesn't seem smart to show your face around here. Maybe not, but I've still got to make my living. Any road, I'm about to get up on the Palladium. It's become a haven for tourists and posers. Tact. Unlikely. Let's ask her what she thinks about the courtesan killer. I've been sniffing around this courtesan killer case. Of a personal interest, as you can imagine. What do you make of it? Could be either a Jimmy or beast, is what I've heard. Jimmy is a man. I tangled with something similar in Prague, you ken. I would have been a victim number 4 if I wasn't sleeping with one eye open. I owed a very unpleasant fellow a large pile of coin, and I was expecting trouble. What happened? This particular scoundrel favoured a boning knife for his hobby. I twigged his shadow passing the lamp he had left guttering, and rolled off the kip before he could slash me open. And you got away? Okay, I skipped out over the balcony, second floor. No problem for yours truly, but he hasn't the brass to follow. But that encounter was too close to joke about. Was the killer captured? All I can say is that it is nae by me. I hopped a tramp steamer that very night. Think you'd like to pitch in and help me nab this maniac? If we wait for Scotland Yard, there won't be a Londoner left safe here from here to Braxton County. Nah, my dear. The one time was as close as I ever want to get to being mutton. Best of luck, though. Love to see your name in the headlines for that. Worth a try, but Lefty's not known to get mixed up in trouble that she didn't start herself. Have you had your hand in anything illegitimate lately? She raises one hand as if swearing an oath. I'm as pure and innocent as a babe in swaddling clothes, at least as far as the blue bottles can. And they don't ken too much. What about your trade then? Are you and Beatrix still butting heads over the title of finest dolly map in all of London? I'd hardly call it a contest, least of all when poor Bee's fallen so far behind. Meow? Well, I suppose she's still got a few years to catch up. I'm really glad I ran into you, Lefty. Take care of yourself. There's one thing you can always count on, lass. Bye now. Clementine. Female, Minotaur.
If it ain't the lovely Miss Reed. You're an early, ain't you, darling? I thought you weren't singing till this evening. In for a dram?
Very funny, Clem. Don't you think it's a tad early? Well, la-di-da, it's better than day drinking. Time was you and me and Penny would drink any of the lads here under the table.
Vent, Clem. Oh, we lost hope. I thought maybe we'd gain hope from getting things off our chest.
I've just spent last night a terribly long morning with one Lord Braxton. You'll forgive me if the headache hasn't quite abated. Wouldn't want to add to it just yet. Now that, my ducky, is more than fair enough. Let it be known that there are some residents of London that I will dearly miss. Speaking of clients and have headaches, you have a telegram from the Texan here, and one from Theodore Redgrave sent along to your place of business. Though I expect they'll have been sent to the bell jar as well. I swear my eyes are failing with the amount of long-winded messages I received. Oh, thanks, Clem, but you can bin those. I already read them at the bell jar. Sounds fine. Don't mind tossing something out, especially when it's a misbehaving gin bibber.
A drinker of gin and other liquor to the point of excess. Got a police gazette. Read the report. Murderer still at large. And during the recent slaughter at Cannock Street, the body turned up in a back alley, torn to pieces. Who could be behind the bloodshed? Scotland Yard has doubled its forces to catch this killer.
As of this day's writing, it claims that only ladies of the night have been targeted, but to be safe, all women are discouraged from being out of doors after sunset. Troubling times, I just hope there's something I can do.
Woodcut here.
An impossibly voluptuous woman, clad in a torn, form-hugging nightgown, reclines upon something resembling an outsized church pew. From inside her painted mouth, the tips of her canine teeth suggest a lurking danger. Not exactly subtle the way it implies that werewolves are uncontrolled beasts, though there's certainly an equally unsubtle idealization occurring here. I'd be lying were I to pretend I've no empathy for the artist. Do grace. A place to rest the eyes when intimate company is scarce, but I bet it bores the blood of anyone tight-laced. There we go, got our grace up. Well, let's have a little explore around here before we move into the Velvet Rose. One of my favourite inventions of the modern age. Standing upon the stage, I can communicate the most intimate emotions to 100, even 200 people at a time. So there were some... Oh no. I think here is the public conveniences. Commode. By the saints, there's a £1 note inside the bowl. It's desperate times, but I'm not that desperate. Maybe we are. Oh man. Could have done with getting £1 back after the £3 I spent on that magic lockpick. Barrow dealer. Impartiality towards players is a dealer's foremost virtue, something bias-free automatons excel at. The game here is faro, first made popular in France. It's quick-paced and easy to learn, and it allows any number of players. Baccarat. I wonder if these devices ever stop to consider their situation. Bit bleak to be going through the motions all the time, fueling the addictions of gamblers. Baccarat is played between player and banker. The cards are assigned point values equal to their number, except the face card's worth 0. You'll find the more serious gamblers here, but there are far more reliable ways to earn a few quid. I don't know how you pronounce it when it's the goddess, but maybe I'll just do it the same as the clothing brand. Nike, the Greek goddess of victory. In my experience, there aren't many victories to be had in a casino. The Palladium is rather glad to acquire these machines. Far less deception and trickery, although it still happens, of course. This here is Whist, a trick-taking card game with 4 players split into true pairs. A statue. Lady Luck towers over the tables, blessing or cursing the gamblers without restraint. Epictetus has inspired some to avoid material pleasures, but nobody close at hand. Stage door. This leads to the green room. Nothing I need there until my performance tonight. Okay, well, why don't we go to the Velvet Rose now? Right, okay.
So there's locations I haven't been to yet then. In that case, let's catch the train somewhere else. If it's giving me the suggestion, that could be it for Clara's chapter. Let's go elsewhere. So we go to Cable Street and Red Lantern Lane. Let's go to Red Lantern Lane first, and then we'll go back via Cable Lane. Red Lantern Lane is so named for the colour of the paper lanterns above the street. Like a carnival, the thinnest veneer of gaudy spectacle conceals a grimy reality. Ornate facades, raucous shouts, and 1,000 different smells all compete for one's attention. It pays to keep a weather eye out for danger in this neighbourhood. What are those hunched shadows in the alleyways? Vagrants in need of a warm fire, or a gang of thugs waiting for a mark? Possibly something more sinister and twisted. But in the daytime at least, you don't need to worry about being clubbed from behind or getting snatched by some organ trader's lackeys. A pair of pickpockets working in tandem is the worst you'll encounter as long as the sun is up, and you're far too clever to be duped by such as they. Okay, and I think we'll leave it here for now. We'll come in and explore this Red Lantern Lane area next time. So I'll just say thanks very much for watching this episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the game. I'm enjoying exploring a bit more widely with Clara. Atticus was quite on rails for pretty much most of his thing. So it's nice just to be able to freely wander a bit. I'm just going to grab these gears and cogs, actually. Take them. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, if you could click the thumbs up button, that'd be great. As well as leaving me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this episode, the game, this series in general. Anything you like. It's always great to hear what you're thinking. And if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be amazing if you could do that as well. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.